Hi, Kim. Thank you so much for agreeing to be a case study. I cannot wait to hear your journey. I usually learn so much on these calls as to how it was from your perspective and the journey you've made, especially because we haven't properly caught up for a month or so. And I know things have been super busy. So please do share a bit about yourself.
I am a career transition coach specializing in helping parents who are feeling stuck or lost in their career since becoming a parent. I help them figure out who they are, what they need, what they can offer to the next role they want to go into, and help them put a plan together to get there.
Love it. Well, you've absolutely nailed the niche. So you get a tick for that one. And can you think back to prior to joining the program? So I guess it was about 8 months ago, I'm guessing now. And what was going on for you at that time?
Yeah, I was still in an employed role, so 3 days a week, but I had my kids on the other 2 days, so felt like I was full time. And I was working as a career coach, so I'd been doing that for over 10 years, helping professional athletes to transition from professional sport into a new career. And I was looking to do something a bit different. I had become a parent myself a few years prior to that, and I wanted to move into the space of helping parents transition into a new career, but I didn't have any business knowledge or knowledge of how to set up or run a business. I had no idea how I was going to get clients. So that's when I joined your program. And so for the first 3 months of the program, I was still in my employed role and I was kind of doing the program on the side on my in my evenings, weekends, just trying to get things set up behind the scenes to then launch when I had left my job.
Totally. So how long ago was it that you actually left?
I left at the end of last year, so the end of December 2024, and then I launched my program January 25.
Amazing. I don't know how you did it because I know your kids are super young as well. So huge
Yeah.
congratulations on finding the energy to make the transition. So thinking back to when you were considering joining the program, can you remember your thought process around that period?
Yeah, so I'd had the idea for quite a while, but didn't really know how to get it off the ground. And I downloaded your coach's planner and I filled it all out. And it was really helpful. And it almost confirmed that it's what I wanted to do. But I still knew that I was going to need some help to actually get it started. I listened to your podcast for ages before I signed up. And I just thought, how am I going to get clients? And I love the way that Joe markets and the way that you get your clients in. And it obviously works. You have had loads of us in the program. I thought that's how I want to attract clients because there's lots of different ways out there, isn't there? There's loads of different ways people get clients into their programs, and some approaches you resonate with and some you don't. And I thought, I want to learn how to do it Joe's way. And I'm not going to get that by downloading free resources, as helpful as they are. I need to be all in. And I'm not someone who wants to spend years trial and error with, is this going to work? Is that going to work? I just wanted to learn from someone who'd done it and been successful doing it. So that's when I hit go.
Yay, I love it. I haven't heard it from that perspective before. So that's really, really nice to hear. And thinking back then to your time in the program, what was most helpful for you?
Oh, so many things. I think the structure and the process for me was really helpful. I'm quite a process driven person and I want to know what the steps are going to be to get to where I'm trying to get to. And the modules were set out in such a simple, easy to follow way that I could have the confidence that if I just followed that and I did every module in the order it came, because it's so hard, right, when you're starting out and you feel like there's so much to do and it feels so chicken and egg. Do I do this first or that first? And I knew there was lots to do and had no idea what order. So the process was really helpful, but also the community. So having a group of, I think there was 40 people in the program when I was in it, alongside you who are all going through the same process at the same time. And they're all at slightly different stages of your program, but we're all trying to achieve a similar thing. So being able to bounce ideas off each other and having direct access to yourself and also Jackie, who was great in the program, to ask questions. And I had loads of opportunities and things that came up whilst in the program that I could just drop you a note and say, how do I approach this? Or someone's come back with this, what do I do? Because it was new to me. I know some people run their business for a few years and then get in touch with you and say, I need some help. But I was literally starting from nothing. So from scratch, just an idea that I knew I wanted to turn into a business. So yeah, the community, the one-to-one support and the process.
Love it. And I love how all in you were with it, especially now thinking back to the fact you were working and obviously having your kids on the other days, and you were 100% all in, asking for feedback, refining every step of the way, taking responsibility at the same time as obviously taking feedback. So you are the model client. Tell me what's different now. What did you achieve as a result?
Yeah, well, because I had put in that groundwork for the first 3 months of the program before I launched anything, come January when I launched, I, within that first month, took on my first two clients, which was just amazing. I mean, that was kind of what I hoped and why I did it that way. But I don't know that I truly ever believed it was going to happen that quickly. So yeah, that was amazing. And I'd also spoken on a couple of podcasts and run a couple of in-person workshops, all before I'd even finished your program. And yeah, I don't think any of that would have been possible in those timeframes without the support and without having everything set up. And now I feel like I'm a month or so out of the program, but I feel like I'm in a really good place in terms of having everything I need ready to go. So when things come in, like someone says, can you speak on this masterclass? I'm like, oh yeah, I've got everything ready. I've got my lead magnet ready, because they always say, if you're a guest on a podcast or something, or delivering a session, do you have a lead magnet you want to share? So I'm like, yes, I've got it. And it's linked to my email nurture sequence and everything's just set up. And if you put in the work at the start, it becomes so much easier to be able to say yes to things, because you're not reinventing the wheel every time. You're just thinking, okay, what out of the resources I've already built are going to suit this opportunity? So yeah, I feel like I'm in a really good place having come out of the program. I'm ready to kick on to the next thing.
Yeah, totally. And I know you've got an amazing month ahead with loads of opportunities coming up for you. How would you describe your experience of working together?
It honestly surpassed my expectations. I mean, I feel like I already had quite a good idea having listened to so many of your podcasts. You almost feel like I knew you a bit, but yeah, you are just so supportive and warm and genuinely care about the businesses of those in your program. And that really, really comes across. And also really generous in what you share from your experience and also what you're facing in your business and where you've had success and maybe where you've had a challenge. And you were just really open with sharing everything that you knew so that we could all learn from everything you've done. You've obviously done it for so many years and had so much success. So being able to almost skip out some of the bits that are not going to work because you know from your own experience they're not going to work. Yeah, that for me was the thing that really stood out.
Love it. Thank you so much. And what was your biggest takeaway from the program?
For me, when you're setting up, or even if you're experienced in business, when you're running it on your own, it's really difficult. But when you actually open yourselves up to a community like you have, the support and the bouncing ideas off other people, realizing you're not in it on your own, even though you can feel like you are at times. That was huge when I was getting started. And some of us from who were in the program at the same time have kept in touch now, and we meet for co-working sessions. And we have a WhatsApp group where we share our wins and ask each other questions, run things by each other. And I think that is just so important and almost a side product of being in your program that I hadn't really realized was going to be so valuable when I joined. I was more joining for the content and for your advice and guidance, but the community piece is so big.
Yeah, love it. And I love how you've kept in touch with people since. And I'm always spying on everyone's WhatsApp. So wishing I was part of
Yeah.
your group. But you do invite me to your co-working.
Yes, thank you.
And yeah, what's next for you?
Yeah, I've got a very busy month coming up. So I've been chatting with a couple of organizations who place people in roles. So they're recruitment organizations, but they focus on flexible working, which is obviously a big need or desire of a lot of parents. So their audience is very well aligned with mine. I've been chatting to them about how we can do some work together. So I've got some opportunities to deliver masterclasses for them, some affiliate coaching work for them, and a couple of other speaking opportunities. So June is all about getting myself out there. Visibility is key. That's one thing I've learned from you. And so, yeah, I am dedicating June to putting myself out there and talking about the work that I do.
Yes, totally. And if someone's listening and they are struggling in their business in any capacity, maybe they've been years in, or maybe they are brand new, what advice would you share with them?
Uh, I mean, I would say join your program. I mean, it really has saved me, I think, months, if not years of time. Yeah, I would not have got everything together as quickly as I did if I hadn't joined the program. So I think if you've been in business for a while and you're feeling like you're going around in circles and just not able to take that next step or to get those clients in, join the program and you will not regret it.
Thank you so much, Kim. It's been a joy to work with you. And yeah, you're just one of those proactive, clear people. Ask for help when you need it, accept the help, implement it super quickly. And you've showed up, I think, at every call. You're always there, especially under such challenging circumstances. So, so happy that you are gaining and attracting all the success that you deserve for everything that you are and all of your experience to date as well.
Thank you, Joe. I've loved it.